If you look back at global history before World War II, you will notice something interesting. Many governments were obsessed with stockpiling strategies, i.e. resources. Countries were buying and storing everything they could: oil, copper, aluminum, rubber, and of course gold. The logic was simple. In an uncertain world, whoever controlled resources had a major advantage. Strategic reserves were seen as a core part of national security. But if we fast forward to today, the picture looks very different. Many countries have dramatically reduced their strategic stockpiles, in some cases to levels not seen in decades. In the United States, for example, some official categories of strategic resource inventories have declined significantly compared to the levels seen many decades ago. This shift reflects several long-term trends. One major factor was globalization. For many years, governments believed that global markets and supply chains would always be able to deliver resources when needed. Instead of holding large stockpiles, countries relied more on international trade and market purchasing. Over time, many strategic reserves were gradually reduced. However, history tends to move in cycles. When global uncertainty increases, governments often rediscover the importance of strategic resources. Over the past few years, geopolitical tensions, supply chain disruptions, and energy volatility have triggered a new wave of interest in strategic reserves. One noticeable trend is that many central banks have been increasing their gold holdings again. Gold plays a unique role in the financial system. It is not just a commodity and is not exactly a currency either. Instead, it often acts as a long-term store of value when financial systems face uncertainty. In periods of economic stability, high gold may appear quiet and inactive, but when financial stress rises, it often becomes very important again. Some countries also hold large amounts of gold on their balance sheets for decades. If gold prices change significantly over time, the accounting value of those reserves can also change depending on how governments measure them. The details vary widely across countries and financial systems, but the broader point remains clear. Gold continues to play a unique role in the global financial architecture. At the same time, the strategic importance of commodities is also being discussed again. In energy resources, industrial metals, food supply, and critical minerals are increasingly viewed through the lens of national security. Over the past several decades, global supply chains became highly specialized. One country might supply raw materials, another might process them, and a third manufacture finished products. This system works extremely efficiently during stable times. But when disruptions occur, its vulnerabilities can quickly become visible. As a result, many governments have started to rethink supply chain resilience and strategic resource policy. Financial markets are also beginning to pay closer attention to commodities again. For many years, commodities were viewed mainly as cyclical industries. But during pain macroeconomic periods, they can regain strategic importance. Long-term, investors often analyze resource markets on multi-decade cycles rather than that. Short-term price movements. Because building new supply in mining or energy, while production takes many years, shortages can sometimes persist longer than long expected. Of course, commodity markets are also volatile and prices can move dramatically in both directions. For most observers, the key may not be PR herd, predicting short-term price movements, but understanding the deeper role resources play in the global economic system. Throughout modern history, major shifts in the global order have often been accompanied by shifts in resource strategies. Oil, metals, food, and gold are not just commodities. They are also deeply connected to financial stability and national security. When governments begin to rethink strategic reserves again, it may signal the beginning of another long-term cycle in the global economy.